It is claimed, due to Earth's rotation, that water draining in sinks and toilets in the northern hemisphere spins clockwise, whilst upside down in the southern hemisphere it spins counterclockwise. There are also claims that snipers and ballistic calculations have to establish a control, when this is clearly not the case. Just as with Foucault's pendulum, while they blatantly claim it rotates with Earth's alleged spin, in reality spins in either direction without discrimination, neither do sinks nor toilets drain consistently as claimed by the so-called Coriolis effect, with many sinks having been found to drain both ways, simply depending on the shape of the basin and the angle of the water's entry, not from the alleged rotation of the Earth. Hurricanes and other cyclonic storms also do not follow the alleged Coriolis effect, with global wind patterns appearing to blow haphazardly around the ball. But when looking at the wind patterns on the azimuthal equidistant map projection, the weather patterns are found to consistently spin counterclockwise around the flat Earth, paralleling the rotation of the Sun, Moon, and planets against the stellar mobile above. The only ready explanation for this link between these two seemingly unrelated phenomena is in the ancient philosophical concept that the universe is manifest within an ocean of ether, and everything is interconnected.
They will also say that if a sniper is, is trying to hit something a great distance, a couple of miles away, they have to take into consideration the spinning of the Earth, because they say that as the bullet leaves the muzzle of the gun, it's now independent of the rotation of the Earth. So, the Earth will spin away from where the bullet, and you have to take that into account. They say that about artillery shells as well. That it's not true. If that was true, a sniper would have to spend ages and ages calculating how to make that shot, and they don't. They literally take into consideration the wind and the elevation, and they don't take the Coriolis effect into consideration at all. Also, planes. If that works for bullets, if bullets, as soon as they leave the Earth, they're now independent of the spin, then why doesn't it work for planes? There's a video on YouTube that actually tries to explain that the Coriolis effect works by using the example of a paper plane. You have to throw it. If you throw it north, the Earth will spin and the plane will land sort of east. But if you take the idea of a real plane, a plane would have to aim north to go east in that case, but that's not what happens. And if that was the case as well, planes would have to land on runways that are moving, and that would be impossible. But how is it that you can take a flight from London to New York and it will take exactly the same time as a flight from New York to London? One's with the spin of the planet and the other one's against it. So it doesn't make sense. They'll say that the whole atmosphere is moving, with the planet, but that doesn't make sense either, because the atmosphere, say it's that thick, the top layer of the atmosphere will be moving slow, and as further you get in, will be moving faster. So how, if everything is moving like that, how do you get a light breeze that blows against the spin of the...
Foucault's pendulums are often quoted as proof of a rotating Earth, but upon closer investigation prove the opposite. To begin with, Foucault's pendulums do not uniformly swing in any one direction. Sometimes they rotate clockwise and sometimes counterclockwise. Sometimes they fail to rotate, and sometimes they rotate far too much. The behavior of the pendulum actually depends on 1. The initial force beginning its swing, and 2. The ball and socket joint, which most readily facilitates circular motion over any other. The supposed rotation of the Earth is completely inconsequential and irrelevant to the pendulum's swing. If the alleged constant rotation of the Earth affected pendulums in any way, then there should be no need to manually start pendulums in motion. If the Earth's diurnal rotation caused the 360-degree uniform diurnal rotation of pendulums, then there should not exist a stationary pendulum anywhere on Earth.
The Foucault pendulum is an assumption. It's an assumption. It's an assumptive belief, assumptive theory, an assumptive proof that the Earth spins, and that's what causes this thing to move, usually in a clockwise position as it moves throughout the day. But did you know sometimes it moves counterclockwise? Did you know it almost always moves at different speeds? And as I showed here, a man named Elias discovered that when solar eclipses occurred, that the Foucault pendulum would drastically change its pattern and actually even reverse many times during a solar eclipse.